Hey, hey, Maid, and my Jocelyn, and my Jocelyn Hernandez was. Hi, Maid. We back, y'all. Hi, how are you? Thank you guys for joining. We are back for our what is this fourth video today? I was gonna try to squeeze in another one, but I'm gonna save it for Car Chronicles. Yes, child. Oh Lord, we're working hard for the money today, okay? But we have our review. This is why we're back for our Love and Marriage Huntsville review. I hope you guys got a little rest in between videos. I hope you guys are caught up because I've been boom, 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 hitting y'all back to back to back with videos today. So I hope you guys are all caught up. If not, child, hit the replay. All right, it's out there. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let's see who we got up in here right quick. We're going to get this on out the way. We're starting a little early slightly, okay, because I'm getting a little tired. And I want to be able to give y'all all my energy, honey, so I can get my shower and lay it down. Thanks for KBR for being in the building to mod tonight. Let's get into the show. We're going to dive on in. Everything said in the video is alleged, in my opinion, and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right. So you told down the YouTube streets, child. We try to stay fishtailing, honey, in them streets out here. All right, trying to keep y'all with that tea, honey. I got some more, but I'm gonna save it till in the morning because I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to it tonight. But let's get into the show. This is the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, honey. Review, shenanigans, drags, and tea. That's how we do it over here. All right, so season 9, episode 9, open house and closed mouths. All right, that's the topic. I don't know who be choosing these topics, but it's kind of lame. All right. So let's get into the show. All right. So the episode begins with Trish and Ken meeting up to discuss Trish and Trish focusing on her fitness business to, do it 100%. She wants to, I guess, steer away from doing her job, which is an engineer. She is an engineer. And she's also wanting to focus on doing her, I guess, weight training and training other people full time. Okay. I don't know why she wants to do that. You can do both, to be honest. So Ken says that he supports Trish in pretty much whatever she does in terms of transitioning to being a gym instructor rather full time. I'm sorry, y'all, I can't talk today, child. I've been talking about Tisha, now I'm talking like Tisha. He says that that fitness truly is her passion, so he understands why she wants to transition into doing that 100% of the time. All right. So Ken then asked Trish what else is going on while she's talking about what she wants to do business wise. She says that life has been lifing, and of course, she's not giving him any eye contact. I noticed when she's talking to Ken, it's kind of like she's staring down at the ground. She won't look at him. It's given that she's nervous. I don't know what the dynamic between them two is, but it's weird to me when I see them engaging in conversation and he's staring directly at her and she's looking down like she can't look at him. It's weird. I don't know why she does that. Ken is saying to her that, are you actually referring to Marquez? Whenever Trish says, oh, life has been liking and things have been kind of weird. So he immediately jumps in. So you're talking about Marquez because he has such an issue with Marquez. Anything that goes negative, he throws Marquez in there. So Trish is like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So Ken says that, we did a real good job planning this party for the kids or whatever. So you guys know they planned the graduation party for the kids. Trish says that Marquez's entrance to the party was hella weird. And she didn't understand it because y'all know he didn't bring no gift, no card, nothing. He just came up in there looking all crazy. So Ken goes on and on about Marquez being annoying and even how he hosted a toast for all the guys and that wasn't even his house and he felt disrespected. How, Marquez came up in there trying to do a whole toast when he shouldn't have done that, according to Ken. So Trish says that Marquez didn't come to focus on the kids or her son, but said that her son kind of got out there and handled business and stood on business when it came to Marquez. Y'all remember when the son came up to him and told him, like, Dad, chill, like you're doing team too much, when he was sitting down with everybody at the table where Nell and Mel and everybody was sitting and was kind of spilling tea on what was going on with them. So they were like, his son was like, yeah, stop telling our business, our family business, like chill out, Dad. So Ken says that Marquez's daughter actually left and went in the house because she was actually embarrassed by how Ken was acting at the party. So Trish says that the next day she was actually doing her daughter's hair and says that the daughter was saying that Marquez is no longer her dad, but he's Marquez to her because she was so, I guess, embarrassed and hurt by how weird he was acting at the party. My thing is this, Trish, if your daughter's saying that, explain to her, maybe dad's having like a bad day or whatever. Don't sit there and allow her to just say that and keep that narrative, because she's already hearing it from too many ears. She's already hearing it from Ken because he wants to be her dad so bad. And just because Marquez doesn't have his ish together to 100% be there like he needs to financially, because he's still trying to get there, and Ken is already there, I feel like Ken keeps trying to discount the fact that Marquez is still their father, even though he's not able or capable to do as much as he does. So any opportunity that Ken gets to down Marquez in front of the kids, which now has planted a seed to where his own daughter starts to discount her father and say negative things, in which I feel that Trish should jump in and say, hey, no, that's still your dad. He's still dad. When he comes around, that's still dad. You don't get to call him Marquez because he don't have his shit together. That's still dad. And I feel like she should have corrected her when she did that. Now, Ken goes on to say, said, man, that's kind of sad right there. That's real sad for him to act like that. I'd be like, shut your ass up, Ken. So Trish goes on to say that Marquez was there the whole entire weekend after the party and chose not to come back and see and or spend time with the kids. Okay. So Ken and Trish, they go via confessional. So Trish says that she hopes that the kids' relationship with their dad can be repaired, but that can only happen if you are on board with that, Trish, because when she get around Ken, she becomes a different person. Now, when she was with Ken by themselves at the ice cream shop on the last episode, she was in favor of everybody getting along, of them trying to figure it out, of them being a family, and him being around, coming around and seeing the kids. So then when she gets around Ken, it's a different energy, and she takes on his attitude of trying to down Marquez. That's still your husband, one. That's still the father of your children, two. And I feel like all of them need to come together and figure it out. All right, so Ken says that the only way for the kids to get over it is for Marquez to apologize so that they can move on from the situation. I don't feel like that's your business. You're dating Trish. Granted, you are in the same house that they are in, but the way Marquez chooses to handle his children is none of your business, Ken. I feel like Ken continues to step over those boundaries where he does not need to step over those boundaries. If you're going to hang out with the kid, that's fine. But when Marquez comes into town, you need to give him 30 feet when it comes to his kids. Allow him to come and pick them up, spend time with them. Don't be trying to dictate. Don't be trying to get into the middle and tell him how he needs to function and move with his kids. All right. Yeah. So Ken then asked Trish, are you good? I'm good. You good? You good? Trish was like, yeah, I'm good. She didn't sound sure of herself. Ken then says, so you ready to get married? I'm like, bitch, she is married. Can she get divorced and see how that feels first before you keep throwing getting married in her face? Immediately when he asked her, is she ready to get married? Her whole disposition changes. She doesn't want to get married because she's still married. She's trying to figure out if she wants to proceed with the whole divorce with Marquez, or she would have had it done by now. It's 5 years in and they are still not divorced. All right. So Trish is giving him a look like, hell, fuck no, I'm not ready to get married. So Ken kind of looks like, damn, really? He looks kind of like somebody took all the air up out of him. So Trish responds with, eventually she will be ready, but now, as of right now, no. You got to give her time to process it, see how it feels to be divorced. Kind of get over this emotional thing when you get divorced. You don't just jump out of one thing and right into another. And that's selfish on his part to push her and kind of make her feel guilty for not having the same feelings that he has. And I keep saying, I feel like Ken wants to get married to Trish so bad because he would feel like then that would give him more leverage in terms of saying, well, I'm their stepdaddy and that's my wife now. As long as Trish is still Marquez's wife, he still feels a little like he doesn't own her. He still doesn't feel like he is not, 100% that dude, because Marquez can come around and he's still known as the husband legally. Okay, you got her physically, but legally you can't move forward with her as your wife because Marquez is still the husband. Mm-hmm. So Ken says, so you want to, he says, so what you want to wait a while, huh? You want to wait a little bit? So Trisha's like, yeah, something like that, so she's not feeling that whole getting married talk. Okay. It's sick. So Trish then goes via confessional and says that in her ghetto, I dream of Jeannie get up. I don't know what the hell she had on, but she said she's very hesitant to get into marriage with Ken because she's not ready to make another 13-year mistake like before. So she's now comparing her situation with Ken and what could be in terms of what she's dealing with right now in her marriage and or relationship with Marquez. All right. So Ken then says that we got to take very we got to take some hard proper steps in terms of like counseling and going back to church and therapy and all of that, and says that I think we'll be all right after that. So he's trying to give her some pointers in terms of pushing her closer into saying yes to this marriage thing. So Trish, of course, is still looking crazy. She's looking down at the floor, no eye contact per usual. Ken is still going on and on and on about as long as they do this and as long as they do that they'll be all right. And then Ken also goes via confessional and says that knowing what Trish went through in her marriage, what do you know? you really don't know. Trish does have the tendency to lie, like she's been doing about her situation with Martell. So he says, knowing what Trish has been through in her marriage, I kind of understand why she's not ready. So then why keep bringing it up? If you understand why she's not ready, why do you keep bringing it up? All right. He says that they are clear that they are actually made for each other, and he's willing to wait a little while so that he can give her a chance to come around. So then he and Trish began to talk. Trish then says that she's just going to start taking counseling a little bit more serious. So Ken then responds by saying, for sure. All right. So the next scene is Martell is at home at his Airbnb when Maurice comes over to persuade Martell not to rat him out, since he and Marceau, which is Maurice's brother, got into this huge knockdown drag out at Destiny's Big D Energy Field Day event. All right. So they get ready to sit and they greet each other. They sit and get ready to talk. Martell says via confessional that he don't want no lecture from Maurice because he and Marceau are some talking mother effers. Like they talk too damn much and he don't want to hear that shit today. Okay. So Maurice comes in and says that he's just checking on Martell. Like, what you doing, man? How you doing? What's going on with you, man? I'm just coming over just to check on you. No, you're not. You're coming over to see where his headspace is since he ratted your brother out and you know your ass is next. All right. So we're going to go ahead and play the clip because I have it. Y'all know I like to incorporate clips in my reviews so that you guys can get a visual while we're talking. Okay. So let's get into that. First clip is Maurice and Martell sitting and having a conversation while Maurice is gaslighting the fuck out of Martell.
You and Marcel decided y'all wanted to let it all out.
Yeah. I'm not saying nothing about it.
Oh, we've never met together. He asked me, hey man, did Mel try to suck that?
I only know nasty bitches that so shut up.
Is it all out?
For me, in terms of, to me, I mean, it's out, yeah.
No, I mean, I personally think that you and Marcel have had issues ever since Scope broke up.
I don't know why, though. Why? Because I haven't said nothing about it.
No, I know that. I'm saying that a lot of people haven't seen y'all relationship before that. I don't think you guys ever bounced back after Scope.
Really?
You guys have like this cycle of destruction, right? Y'all real cool. Then there's something that comes, blows up the relationship. You guys kind of put it back together, but it's not the same. And then it blows up again. Then it's kind of put back together and it's still not the same. And it blows up again.
I don't even know what the issues are.
Marceau actually has a company named Scolt. Every time you see a building with Scott Holt, together, you got to feel a way. Anything that's something that you dream about doesn't end the way that you would like or the way that you dreamed it would, then I think that there's something that's in there as far as a feeling about it. Like if you don't, it's almost like saying you're not human. So sometimes when Martell tells me, oh no, this is exactly what I wanted. No, it's not. Because I remember the conversations that you guys were having about building skyscrapers too.
I ain't have no issues with Marceau.
Hey Martell, it's okay to say that you did.
Bro, you should know me by now.
No, I do. That's part of the reason why.
And I was saying.
It was just one question. That's what started it all. Who hurt you the most in this group? You said Marceau.
When he say something to me, I'm going back at him from here on out. That's all I'm saying.
You do. That's what you do, period.
Of course.
Listen, when you're angry, you'll bring out anything. When you're angry, it's not like there's a limit when you're angry. Once you feel...
It's a limit.
No, once you're hurt, you want to hurt.
A lot of the arguing that Marceau and I had that day, that was never my intention to even say anything like that ever, period. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that I just see this person not caring like I think that he should at this moment, the way things that he's saying to me. So it's like, so like now I'm having that like a kid. So I'm gonna give it back to you. It's rare that I have enemies. Mm-hmm. It's rare that I fall out with people. If I fall out with somebody, it's because of the other person. It's always been like that, ever.
So you're infallible.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
In a relationship, you're saying it's always the other person, never you.
Damn, man, I know you're an attorney, but dude, when I say make a statement, that means mostly, okay?
Okay, there we
mostly.
go.
I'm
just, hey, listen, man, I know another person that's damn near a deity at Trish's party. And Mel comes and sits down and, you know, I'm so disappointed in you. Damn. Right? And she descended upon me and commenced me to damnation. Oh my God, I'm so disappointed in you. My grandmother was, I'm like, hold on. What you're not about to do is go and tell this whole story in this narrative.
Yeah.
And what you're not about to do is do to me what you've done to Martell and what you've done to everybody else. You're not about to project all things is wrong. Like, to her, you're Satan in the flesh. I'm like, you're not about to make me that. Every person that's cheated in the world, Martell's him. No, I'm not the representation for that. The thing that kind of bothered me about that situation was, Mel, if you were this concerned, you'd have came directly to me.
Yeah.
You want to disparage my character going from person to person to person to person to person.
Did she at least call you?
No.
My conversation for Melody was more around the implications and the insinuations and those kind of things. Why would you even come to that conclusion? She said we weren't going to talk about it. I was like, huh?
Well, I think that they've learned, right? Especially Martell. Martell does it a lot too. You don't actually need proof when an insinuation will do. I've given Mel so much grace over years.
Oh, yeah.
Because I understand that her dream wasn't to be this.
Yeah.
She's famous because of what you've done.
Mm-hmm.
I understand how important her image is to her. When she was introduced to this world that we're in right now, right? The very first date was called Don't Embarrass Me.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's been embarrassed, she's been hurt and been projecting ever since. I haven't seen Mel in a long time.
Yeah.
That's real Mel.
Okay.
Real Mel, right? Not projected to the world Mel, right? Protecting my image Mel.
Yeah.
I'm saying real Mel, the not hurt Mel, the one that has like this bubbly spirit of love and all. I haven't seen that Mel in a long time. What I've seen is, I could use that tactical Mel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She tearing me up with that too. That Mel.
Bitch, shut up.
Killing me. It gets difficult at times. Yep. You in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
You and Marcel decided y'all want.
He's talking about, I ain't seen this Mel. I ain't seen this Mel. You shouldn't be seeing Mel at all. Mel don't fuck with you at all. She already made it very clear. You can't say nothing else to her about nothing, Maurice. She don't fool with you. And the fact that she called you out, she didn't need to call you to ask you anything about no damn DUI. As I said before, and I'll say it again, that was public information. Everybody saw it. It was all over the blogs. Did you call every blog to ask them why they were talking about it? I hope you don't be that stupid again. To come for the blogs or anyone else to ask about your business. You are a public figure. So anything you do publicly, privately, whateverly, we're going to talk about that shit. And that's just what it is. If you mad about it, get glad. Because at the end of the day, if it's newsworthy, over here going to get talked about. I'm just saying. Bottom line is you came to Martell's Airbnb to sit down and have a conversation beating all around the bush. You want to talk about some damn show. That conversation didn't have shit to do with no damn show. What it did have something to do with was you trying to gaslight Martell and pulling out a conversation about Mel, which you know is a mutual situation between the two of you because you are low-key jealous of Mel that she blew up and became the star of this show when you thought it was going to be you running around talking about you this lawyer that nobody gave a fuck about, didn't give one about, and still do not give one about. Bottom line, Maurice, is you are scared shitless that your stuff is about to hit the fan and spray everyone watching because you're trying to pick Martell's brain to see what he's thinking. You don't know what headspace he's in, and that's the reason you sitting your beige ass across from him trying to gaslight the fuck out of him to find out what he's thinking, what he's going to say next. You don't know if he's mad at you. You're trying to check the temperature of Martell. That's what this entire conversation is about. And then you want to try to low-key counsel him about Mel and how Mel is. It don't matter no more. She divorced that nigga, which makes her what? Fuck nigga free. So for you to be trying to counsel Martell on what Mel is and what she's done and how she is now, it don't matter because she don't belong to him anymore. She is not his issue or problem anymore. What you should be talking to him about is trying to help his ass pass that builder's license test. Since you bragging about passing the lawyer's test, okay, becoming an attorney, the bar, you saying that you passed the very first time. Why don't you sit down and help him study for that shit, Mr. Non-accredited college, okay? He get on my nerves. How can I stand Maurice, okay? He is such a gaslighter. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. He thinks because he knows a few big words that he can try to outthink and outtalk somebody. You're not the only person who went to college, sir. Okay? You really are not. Bottom line is, you know, your ass was right there with your brother when he was running through holes and chicks was over there doing splits on dicks in your place of business. So what we're not going to do is act like all of this is totally oblivious to you. Okay, because just like you lied about being on the Atlanta trip and they had to pull a whole entire picture out to show your ass was in the front of that picture where you lied about the shit, you on the same bullshit right now. And I guarantee you, if Martell would have said, but you were at Credit One, I over there with Shan and everybody else, you just sat your ass right here on national television and lied once again. But let's move on because we don't care about you anymore, Maurice. Okay, move your ass on with your non-case having ass. Moving on. Next scene, honey. The next scene, girl, is our Trish, honey. Trish and her two chins went on down there to go see Kimmy at her office to discuss becoming an entrepreneur. And she is trying to get pointers from her in terms of finding out, does she have a business or building rather that she can use to start her gym to become a a full-time trainer. Okay, so she's going to be talking to Kimmy about some business ideas in terms of how she can kind of move out on her own and do what she needs to do and start her own business. So let's get into the next clip. All right, and then I will give my commentary on that. Thank y'all for being here. Let's get a visual. I don't know what the hell going on with Kimmy hair over here, child. Looking like
Did you hear about the open house? Martell's having an open house at one of his properties.
I guess I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be there.
Why would you not?
It's just
I shared the wrong one. I'm sorry. Let me spin the block, baby, because we got the right one. Ooh, child. All right, let's get into the one where she's talking about that, and then we're going to get into that one because that's the next one. Child, I got confused with these chins over here, child. Both of them come up with chin.
So you and Tisha and I had lunch. I actually talked to Mel. I met with her and we had a chat in regards to how I felt about her having the conversation about the lipstick with Tisha. I wanted her to kind of tell me why she felt like it was necessary to have the lipstick, and why would you say that? And she was like, well, y'all talk about me. I said, so here's my thing. If you felt like you saw lipstick, you could still say something to the effect of, I know you don't want to talk about the arrest, but I'm just going to tell you what's in these streets.
I didn't hear anything in the streets about the lipstick either.
Me neither. She said it's everywhere. I said, what's everywhere? I've never heard that before. Yeah. She said, so on the social media. And I said, oh, that must be some of your Facebook groups. She apologized for, I guess, like how it made me feel as her being my friend, so to speak. She said, I only talked about it with 2 people, and you won't never hear my name attached to that again. And I said, that's the goal.
I absolutely love Kimmy. She will hold anyone accountable. This is where you messed up at, and this is where you need to change. And I like that about Kimmy.
After you and Tisha.
Okay, so now in this particular clip, from what they cut out from this part, Trish is just asking her, does she know any buildings that she can actually find for her to start a possible gym, which Kimmy lets her know, because Kimmy does deal in real estate, that she possibly has a building that's under $100,000 that Trish may be able to look at and or make a decision if that's what she chooses to do. And from there, they go on to talk about Martell is having an open house at the house that he's supposed to be trying to rent and or sell, that they've taken off the market because it does not come up to code or does not, make code or whatever. And pretty much Kimmy is asking Trish, is she coming? Trish is kind of reluctant because of the whole conversation that's been going on with whatever happened between her and Martell. from the conversation that she and Mel had when they sat down, where it was discovered that Trish went to Mel's home, her marital home, while she and Martell were separated. Trish tried to lie her way out of it. Melody pulled it out of her. So Trish is feeling a little like, I don't know if I want to go because I'm still uncomfortable kind of being around Martell after the conversation with Melody. All right. So now in this next clip that I was originally going to play, this is when Kimmy brings that to her attention and she's trying to talk her into going. All right. Trish out here, child, being a hoe out here with Martell, child, and now she don't want to be around him.
It's still just, finding out things afterwards.
What did you find out after?
It's just, okay, so, of course, his intentions, he used the training in the gym as a way to, get to know me.
He was trying to holler. You didn't realize he was hollering when he was in your DMs?
I was like, dude, how did you find me?
And Kimmy knows that very well, because that's how you got Maurice you were in his DM. So go off.
So it was Fletcher that was trying to get us together.
Okay, so do tell. I didn't know that.
Is that not weird? I'm sorry to keep stopping it, but is that not weird how Chris Fletcher is the one who told Trish, who they're supposed to be cousins from what they're saying on here. Isn't that weird that Chris Fletcher was the one who told Martell to try to holler at Trish, knowing that one, she's in like their friend group, and two, he at the time was still separated. So it's weird that Chris Fletcher would do that while you took your ass over there sitting at Mel's name change ceremony, like you all there for her. This is somebody who you counsel. You're supposed to be Mel's friend, but now you are propositioning Martell to be trying to talk to Trish, who is in the same friend circle or is going to be in the same friend circle. And also this girl is being invited out to Melody's marital home. Like, did you not see anything wrong with that, Chris? But then maybe you didn't, because when you stepped out on Mel and was out for a whole 18 months while she was at home waiting on you to get your shit together, you didn't have a care in the world. So maybe your moral compass didn't lead you to the right thing when it came to this situation with Trish and Martell. So let's continue, child.
I met with Martell at the gym. He was like, well, yeah, Fletcher was the one that kept telling me to reach out to you. And I'm like, come again?
I had a moment the other day dealing with Chris Fletcher.
I know, that's my mom's cousin. I know.
Oh, Chris the one told me about you a long time ago.
Me?
So y'all don't be related.
Oh, Lord.
So did he know you were still married? Why he's trying to hook you up with Martell? And that Martell situation is extremely volatile right now.
And it was extremely new.
Yeah.
Because this was like 4 years ago. So it was extremely new. So this is, I don't know, I guess there's a lot of stuff going through my mind. Like, this is weird as hell. I'm like, I'm getting all this heat for something that didn't happen. And Chris, it's your fault.
Yeah, because we wouldn't be here right now.
Right.
Have you talked to Chris?
I have not. I said,
That's why you don't want to go to that open
I said,
house.
this is crazy and weird and all over the place. It just seemed like you wouldn't, those boundaries you wouldn't cross.
You crossed them too. So why is it everybody else's fault except yours? Because you could have told Martell, look, technically I'm still married. You're still in a situation to where you're married. You're just separated. I'm separate. I don't think this is a good idea for us to be in this space. And I don't think I should be in Melody's house. I don't think I should be here. If we're going to train, I prefer it be at the gym so that it can be, just a business situation. Because if we take it personal and keep coming here, something's going to happen if you don't have no intentions of doing so. But the fact that we found out, Trish, that you not only went there once, but you went there multiple times, according to what you said and according to what Martell says, clearly says to me something happened. And the fact that you were mad that he didn't remember you, and the fact that he didn't speak to you and all this other stuff, you were really in your feelings, and it gives that you were maybe caught a few feelings. Because when you get that good, sometimes you kind of do start catching feelings a little bit, even though it's probably not supposed to go there. Men, they're not they don't fall as fast as women, but women, when you sleeping with a man that that many times, they say multiple times, you start to develop feelings. Martell is just out here banging women with no feelings at all. But it gives that Trish, child, you just started acting real different and got mad because this man didn't know you. He didn't care to know you. He just wanted to sleep with you like he was doing everybody else. But let's continue.
I wonder if him and Martell have even talked about it.
Every time I link up with this girl, she gives me just a little bit more that just kind of floors me. I think just knowing Martell, Melody, Chris, the Fletchers, that relationship.
A mess.
It's surprising to me that Chris would try to link Martell up on any level. Yeah, man, that's surprising to me.
Yeah, I see y'all putting it in the chat. Marquez did air Trish out rather to say that she did sleep with Martell. So he did say that, and I think it was in his interview with shout out to Millichan, because y'all know she did interview him. So he did put it out there that Trish did do that. So Trish is giving at you a little thought monster out here, sis, that you out here just dick hopping and doing all these other things, dick hopping and thought shopping out here when it comes to these people, and you not being 100% honest with Ken. And he's stupid as hell because he in a rush to marry a whole liar, because that's what Trish gives. Every time we hear about this story, like Kimmy said, it's a little bit more being added to it, because in the beginning, when Ken asked you initially what happened, oh, nothing. I just went to his house and just trained him, and that was it. I just went over there and trained him, and that was it. Like, every time we talk about this shit, like, seriously, you do add a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Now we found out you done been over there this many times. Like, girl.
But I was just like, wait a minute.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, this is quite weird.
Yeah.
But you should still
It was weird.
I should still go. You hear about
This is weird. It's weird that you keep sitting up here lying about this shit. But anyway, child. So that is what's going on with that. So they also talk about going to the little open house situation with Martell, or going to see the house that he is trying to sell. She agrees to go because, as we know further in the episode, she's going to actually go. So moving on, honey. Next scene is Martell and his fake ass therapy session, child, with these damn Tarzan toes that his ass got out. I said, Lord God, today, can you please, please, rent a center, you could tell, just left Martell's Airbnb bringing some furniture, because we all know that he was still sitting on that old ass couch, that old ass gray leather couch that Mel put all that damn lighter fluid on. So he was tired of seeing that shit, and they're probably tired of getting high off that lighter fluid that Mel squeezed up on that damn chair when they were fighting that one time. So he done called a rent a center, who probably just left when the damn therapist got there, bringing that shit up in there, because we ain't never seen this damn furniture before. All right, and we know his ass ain't got no money. But let's get on, child, to the next scene, though. All right. Child, sitting up here with these damn Tarzan toes out. Ashy ass feet. All right, let's move on. Now, this therapist, child, I don't know who the hell she is. I think she might have been one that was on the show before. I think we might have saw her on the show before. I don't think she should be his therapist. And I said this before, because it gives that she might have like a little low-key crush on him, or she might think he's fine or whatever, which I feel kind of getting in the way of her being 100% professional when it comes to Martell. Y'all know Martell has a way of trying to his side piece radar, child, was on when old girl came in with her ass sitting over there looking like George Clinton with that shit in her head. She had some red with some pink and some purple braids going on, and some little twirl shits like what Ariana have. I said, child, who is this George Clinton sitting up here with this shit in? But let's get into this damn episode, child. Let's go ahead and play that, okay? And let's go.
How is everything with you?
Everything is
That's the question.
good. Just busy, kids and sports. Martell started sports up, baseball, and Mariah just got done with a couple of tournaments over the last couple of weekends.
Okay, so let's jump right in.
Yeah,
What's going on with you? She don't give a damn about what's going on with the kids. And I said it before, I'm saying it again. Martell is hiding what he's going through his children. He's living vicariously through the kids. She don't give a damn about the kids. She's asking you. This is a highly inappropriate outfit you got on, ma'am. You don't need to have anything, any skin showing, no bra, no boobs or nothing like that out, because that's a distraction. Martell got his shoes off. That's already a distraction. He could have had on some socks, some slippers or something. Now you sitting up here with all this out, and you keep trying to adjust your shirt in front of him. No, ma'am. You dealing with a person who lost his marriage because he can't keep his eyes off women, and you come in there with all this shit down in here. And that's exactly what he's looking at when he look at you, while you sitting over there blushing through the entire therapy session. Y'all, I know y'all caught that.
let's not waste no time.
I want to hear your goals.
My goals is to really just raise some successful children, and
That's a great goal.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. However,
yeah, I know you're right.
that does not replace what your purpose is and what your calling is. short-term goals are great. I want to make sure my kids do well this school year. I want to make sure they have the discipline that they need to become great adults. All of those things are good, but we've been working on just you elevating your vision for yourself.
If I take any steps back with my kids in trying to build myself right now, if I do anything extra for myself, I think that they're going to be missing a lot right now. And it's just a sacrifice that I have to make. You know what I'm saying? It's a sacrifice that I know that I was going to have to make going through the divorce and stuff like that. And just.
Why is he making it sound like he's the only one taking care of the kids, Martell? The kids haven't missed a beat, to be honest, in terms of their lifestyle, in terms of sports, in terms of everything about them. Melody is making sure that they are still on point where they were when the two of you were together. So this therapy session, you are trying to derail it into what's going on with the kids. The kids are fine. The kids are actually in therapy doing what they need to do. This session is about you and how you're going to embark on moving forward and letting all this other shit that was going on with you go, and your growth and where you are. You're trying to make this about the kid. The kids are good. But let's continue.
Knowing my ex-wife and me knowing me, you know.
Why are those two things have to compete for you? You owe it to them.
Yeah.
To develop yourself.
You're right. Let me stop having excuses. That's what I got. I have excuses.
That's what I got.
Because again, I can do that at 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Why is he even talking about Melody in this session? Melody should not even come up in this session. You guys are divorced going on 6 years. You should not even be still talking about Melody. Melody should be non-existent to you because you guys don't have anything going on except co-parenting. You are divorced. Talk about why you haven't accepted the next step, which is accepting the divorce. That might be a great thing to talk about in your session because you're still holding on, because you're still doing things behind the scenes to be very petty and still holding on to Mel by the way of court. So that's something you can talk about. The kids should not be in this. Male shouldn't be in this because they're fine. They have their own therapy shit going on. You, sir, are not fine. Let's continue.
In terms of self-development. So let me stop having excuses.
We've been talking a lot about inner substance versus the exterior.
Yeah.
Surface
deeper.
level, digging deeper.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I've always said I'm mentally strong because it's like I can stop some in a minute, you know, but it just certain things. It's a certain thing that it's been difficult for me to stop, you know. God,
I don't like this blushing stuff. I see y'all putting it in the chat. It does need to be a man therapist. And I feel like the reason Martell has not chosen to have a man therapist is because he likes control. He likes to manipulate. He knows that he can manipulate a woman sitting across from him. Like I said, she does have it looks like she may feel some type of attraction, or she thinks that he's fine. So when he kind of talks and he looks at her a certain way, you can tell she starts blushing when she reciprocates whatever she's saying to him. It's weird. I don't think that she should be his therapist. I see y'all asking, where's Dr. Francis? When Dr. Francis was talking to him, Dr. Francis held him accountable and told him what his ass needed to do. And he agreed. I feel like Dr. Francis, they may need to bring him back, but according to what they were saying, Dr. Francis is very busy now that he's actually been seen on the show. So his business is kind of picked up. He don't have time to be on the show, but they do need to have a male therapist for Martell because I feel like he's easily manipulating women. And I feel like he allows his charm to kind of override his sessions to where he's not able to be 100% held accountable by that person. Let's continue.
Like has revealed people for who they are, their intentions and things like that. But you know, people call them red flags. Mm-hmm. And you know, sometimes I ignore them or I sweep it under the rug and I keep it in my life, and you know, that becomes a circle, you know. Mm-hmm. And I think that's damaging to me. It's even damaging to them too, you know. Instead of me just, like you said, just cutting it off. Sometimes I don't know how to cut stuff off.
And I get it. It's always difficult to sometimes let go of things that feel like we get some type of satisfaction out of them.
100%.
But you not being willing to let those things go and really focus on your development. I think it's the same thing you do with the children. You use the children to not really focus on your development. And none of these relationships are really getting the best of you.
Yeah. Okay. Mentally, I have to become a lot stronger to let things go that I know that's not good for me when it comes to people.
What else do you need to work on?
Honestly, I think that's it. Why you look like that? I'm so. Well, as I talk to you, you tell me where I'm damaged at and what I need to work on, because
It's all over.
I just know that has been like that's been major for me right there. Being able to cut people off when I know that they're not a benefit in my life, or when I know when they don't belong in my life. Put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You need a vision. Without a vision, people perish.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's really, the practice of mindfulness. Have you ever said, I'm just going to pray for a second?
I need to pray more, and I need to get it more to depth of praying as well. So yeah.
And it's easier when you set the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm with you.
To do it.
Okay, cool.
How is everything?
Now, he ain't took none of that advice because his ass was on the internet today. Done dropped some more shit on TV. Y'all need to pray more. Let me send this text out first about Tisha child over here in the backseat of that Buick first. Then I'm going to go pray. That was the shit you was on, Martell. And thank you for doing that, because we enjoyed every minute of it, because my ass went live to talk about it. But I don't feel like Martell wants to do better. It sounds good. It sounds real good to Martell to do better and to be better and to pray more and all of that. But Martell, I think Martell doesn't want to fix. I think he likes being broken. He likes being in the place that he's in. He likes being petty because it feeds into his ego, I feel like. He doesn't want to get better. He's had plenty of time to do so. And I feel like he's going to continue to do exactly what he's doing. And I keep saying, and I said it before, his big problem is Ariane. If he can get Ariane out of his damn life and get her out of his system, then he can start focusing on himself. Every time it seems like he may be making a milestone, here she comes, like the Jezebel that she is, and throw a monkey wrench in the shit and right back to the bullshit. She's 95% behind him doing most of the bullshit that he does. The revenge piece, she was right there in the middle of it. She was going to release the shit. That's what I'm saying. When he wants to do right, evil is all around. Now, his ass is evil too. Don't get it wrong. He is just as evil as she is. But if he can get her out of the way and stop fucking with her, he could be a whole lot better. He really could. He could really be a whole lot better. Let's move on, child. Let's move on. It's sad. Martell, you are damaged good, sir. You are. Your mama she did a number on you. Let's move to the next scene. The next scene is everyone is arriving at the house that's never going to be sold and or rented because it's not up to code. All right. Martell, I think, needed a storyline, so a production allowed him to have this damn house on here once again with this long ass bus garage on there on that sorry ass house that he built, child. A hot fucking mess. So production is letting Martell play in our face once again. Martell brought at least 3 bottles of the incest wine, child, to this event, to this open house event, and had these fake buyers, honey, these white people that then came to this badass neighborhood that they say that house is located in, to come and take a look at this house, knowing their ass was not going to be moving up in there, honey, in the hood. All right. Now, this Caucasian lady named Erin, which is supposed to be the professional realtor, with some other guy that's there who's also, I think he's a realtor as well, letting Martell know that they're going to actually try to get the house sold. Lies, because the house cannot be sold. They're saying that, like I said, the white couple enters the house. They're getting to look around. They say, oh, this is nice. This is really nice. Knowing their ass not going to buy the house, okay? So this Jack and Jill, of course, they heard them and got the hell up out of there. We didn't see them anymore after they lied and said the house was nice. It was like, where these people at? These same people said the house was nice. We ain't synced them no more in my Moses voice. All right. So they're walking around, they're talking about the house, and the house is about 1,800 square feet, and that was just a fucking garage. Maurice and Kimmy, they arrived first, and Maurice is orange Lambo, child, rented Lambo that Kimmy is spending all her hard hard-earned coins on trying to make Maurice look like he rich, because y'all know they said he pulled up to the courthouse, child, in a raggedy old car, child, that barely was cranking. He damn near had to get the jumper cables out the back to crank that bitch. So in confessional, honey, Kimmy says that I think the house is a beautiful home. All right. So Maurice then goes on to say that Martell has a good eye for what people want. I don't know about that, but okay. Too bad he don't have a good eye for passing that builder's license test, and that's an open book. But whatever, go on. So Ken and Trish then soon arrive after Kimmy and Maurice. They arrive next. They all come in. They greet each other. Trish says via confessional that that's the first time that she's seen Martell since all the craziness that's occurred. Out of everything that's going on, her mind is on Martell. When you right there with your man that you say you love, named Ken. All right. So so they're all they all came out, like I said, to sit and talk to Martell. And she says that she's not trying to actually stir up anything. This is via confessional. Says she's not trying to stir up anything. And she knows that the Fletchers will be there soon. So she is trying to kind of put things together and kind of, and be done with it in terms of this whole conversation about who introduced who to who. I don't even feel like that's the right place to talk about that situation, but that's what's going to happen in this particular episode. Now, meanwhile, the Fletchers arrive while Ken and Trish and Maurice and Kimmy are having a conversation with Martell. Maurice tells Martell that he's proud of him after they all get up to the bar. Everybody grabs a drink and a glass of that fake ass incest wine in their little glasses that was provided. They make a toast to Martell rebuilding. Child. So all the guys, after they do the toast, all the guys step out back outside. The girls actually stay in, which is Nell, Kimmy, and Trish. They sit down and they're having a conversation. The girls are outside. The guys, they're having their own conversation. The guys are having a small talk when Chris asks, "Where is Marceau?" To Maurice, okay, which Marceau is not about to come around after that whole situation that happened at the event, at Destiny's event. So Maurice then answers and says that Marceau and Martell got into it. Says, "You were there, Chris, like you know where the hell Marceau is. He ain't about to come because of that bullshit that happened." So Martell then starts laughing because he thinks the shit is funny why Marceau did not come after they had that huge fight. So Chris then asked Martell if he and Marceau spoke yet since that actual event, since the argument, and did they try to actually make things cordial between them, or can they make it cordial at least between them? So Martell then says that he is not the initiator of the chaos. Okay, Martell. All right. This fool always got to bring... this fool always got to say he ain't the initiator. He ain't got nothing to do with it. Would be the main one on the bullshit. So then Ken jumps in when nobody asked his ass nothing. I was like, Eddie Long Jr., shut your ass up. Nobody asked you nothing. Everybody else was talking. He got to jump in because he want to get in and talk about Ken. He want to get in and talk about Marquez. Any opportunity he can get in to drag and talk shit about Marquez, he's going to do that. And this opportunity was no different. So Ken jumps in and says that it sounds like, kind of sounds like me and Marquez's situation. So everybody's looking like, again. He is always so bothered by Marquez. So Ken goes on to say that we have a cool conversation, and then we kind of get away from it, and then it's like chaos again. I was like, Lord, here we go. You thought them niggas went together. So Maurice then says, so is it because of stuff that's unresolved between y'all? Y'all know he start stretching those eyes like he getting into therapy mode. This nigga think he's everybody's therapist now. So is it because you guys have some stuff that's unresolved? That's Maurice. Shut your ass up, Maurice. So Ken then goes on to say, it's got to be, it's got to be. I don't have an issue with the guy. He always start his mess out with. Ken always start his bullshit out with, I don't have an issue with the guy. Then he goes into saying, my only issue, I don't have an issue, but my only issue that you don't have, you just said, is that with him is that he is unpresent. Unpresent? Okay. What school you went to? He says that I don't come around because I don't like seeing you, He says that half the time I ain't even there, meaning at the house. He says that I'm actually on the road working because y'all know he is a truck driver, all right? He said actually just come by anytime. If I need to leave the house to make you feel a little bit more comfortable, I mean, it is what it is. If I got to, leave and go down to the store or something or to the gym just to kind of, waste some time so that you can be there with the kids, then that's what I'll do. Lies. Motherfucker, you are a liar. Because the last time Marquez tried that shit, what did you do? You got aggressive with him and start throwing up in his face what he wasn't doing when it was related to the children. And you even ran in the house and got your pow and made him leave. So the nigga was like, I ain't about to come the fuck back over there and you pulling out weapons on me when I'm coming to see my kids. So Ken always like to get in front of people in front like he is this stand-up guy who's trying to bridge the gap and make everybody come together as one. When nigga, you out here on your damn tackleberry bullshit, pulling pows on people when the nigga come to see his kids. Nigga, you not about to get in your car and leave when Marquez pull up to come over there and see them kids. Stop this damn line. You not about to go to no gym and be on this bullshit, knowing that Trish is over there with Marquez in the house without your ass there to dictate. Stop the bullshit. The nigga standing up there in the street like Tackleberry off Police Academy. As soon as the nigga pull up to see his kids. So Ken goes on and says that, you know, I don't want to dog the man out or whatever, but you know, he's actually not a man. And nigga, no, neither are you. You bitch. You give bitch mode. You do. You probably stand up there with some damn tight ass panties on with them tight ass pants. Because that's what you give. Bitch boy behavior. Now back inside the house, Trish, Kimmy, and Nell, they're talking. All right. Nigga act like Tackleberry. He do. I mean, every time you saw Tackleberry, he on this shit. But so back inside the house, Trish, Kimmy, and Nell, they're talking. Then Nell asked Trish, like, how are things since the party, you know, at your house? And Trish said, well, you know, it was kind of like a disaster, you know. This is how she talked through her damn teeth. Well, it was kind of like a disaster with everything that was going on, you know, with Marquez and shit. And I was like, girl, unfries your damn teeth open while you talking shit. All right, so they actually speak on Marquez and saying something about the divorce papers and divorce papers not being signed. Trish says that Marquez won't sign the divorce papers. When they ask her, are you guys divorced yet? Have y'all got the divorce and all that shit handled yet? Trish shouts, well, you know, Marquez won't sign the divorce papers or whatever. That she on that shit. So then Kimmy asked, did Trish actually file the papers at least? So Trish is like, well, you know, no, I haven't had a chance to do that yet, you know. So both Nell and Kimmy looking like, the fuck? They look at each other like, what the hell? You had time to do it, bitch. You got all the time. Put them damn barbells down and take your ass down there. And that Marge Simpson bun your ass keep wearing, get down there and file that shit and keep moving. All right. On that. All right. So Nell then says to Trish, said, but you told me that it was done. See, then I caught her ass in another lie because she known for lying. If Trish ain't gonna do nothing else, bitch, she gonna sit up there and lie. And every time she lie, her chin get another 2 inches long. But anyway, girl, let's get back into it. So Trish gets the stuttering, all right, while she's talking after Nell done called her ass out about lying to her about saying that the divorce was done. So Trish gets the stuttering and says, well, no, I told you that I signed it and got it notarized. She was on that bullshit. I was like, bitch, stuff. So she said, nah, I got to go file it, and I don't really have the time to go do it. I was like, bitch. You got time to do it. You got time to go eat ice cream with Marquez, but you ain't got time to go down to the courthouse and file your shit. Girl, you do. You're not ready to do it because I feel like Mel said, and that shit rubbed her the wrong way when Mel said it at the party, that I feel like y'all still in love with each other. And that sounds like sexual frustration because when they were sitting there eating ice cream together without Ken, like she was kind of looking at him and giving him eyes a little bit. Like she tried to act like she was frustrated, but when he was looking at her, if you guys can tell, because y'all know Marquez got them damn eyes, okay? He got them eyes like he was, you know, like undressing her a little bit when they were talking and she was eating that damn ice cream and he was, you know, licking his ice cream like that. She was looking at him like, nigga, I remember the time, like Michael Jackson, okay? Do you remember? Yeah, bitch, you do remember when he was in them guts that she was sitting there looking at his ass like, bitch, I remember when we was together, okay? So, yeah, but anywho, let's get back on. So, so she's trying to sit up here and lie, child, with all that damn stuttering. So Nell looking at her like, bitch, you a fucking lie. Sitting up here telling me you done got this shit done and you ain't even been to the damn courthouse. All right, so Kimmy goes via confessional and says that people make time for what they want to make time for, you know, her country ass. And the reason, let me say it in her voice, let me say it in Kimmy's voice. And the reason that you're actually saying that you didn't get it done is just an excuse, I think, you know, 5+ years, 5+ years to kind of fill out some paperwork, you know, just means that you're not ready to leave the past behind is what it gives me. I'm like, bitch, what? And I said to myself, in 7+ years of dating a motherfucker like Maurice just means that he's not, it's an indication. Okay, let me get a long word like him. It's an indication to many that he's not ready to marry you. All right, because he dated you for a whole 7 years. It took her 5 years to go and get a divorce, and it took Maurice 7 years to wife you up, and then he's still out here cheating on you, girl. Go figure. Anywho, a country ass. How you gonna put a timeline on somebody getting a divorce, bitch, and it took you 7 whole years to fucking get married, and that was only for a storyline? Stupid ass still sitting at home single as a motherfucker. Kimmy, you got married to be single, girl, and your man still don't come home. He doing the same shit he was doing when y'all were dating for this many years, girl. That's 7. 5 plus 2, girl. All right, but anyway, Chris says to Martell, back outside with the guys. Chris says to Martell, now, can you actually relate to this at all, Marquez, about this whole Marquez and Ken situation? Y'all don't make me laugh. So Martell then says, because he always got to bring Mel in every fucking situation when they ask him something about him. I said, nigga. But anyway, so Martell says, Martez is actually coming, from a place of hurt. Like this nigga, like you're the last person to be talking about somebody coming from a place of hurt, nigga. You stay hurt. Like you said, like you told Mel, when you hurt me, Mel was like, whoa, I ain't about to talk about this shit. Everybody hurting Martell, so now he gonna tell somebody. I just think, Marquez is coming from a place of hurt, you on that shit. And he said, if I was in that situation, I would actually be hurt. And not know how to act. Like right now, nigga, you mean like right now? You mean like right now? Okay. He said, especially Marquez, he ain't got enough money to like do things for the kids and for him, he broke or whatever, he broke, bro. He ain't broke, he broke, bro, he said everything is still fresh, You mean like your divorce? Like this nigga is living vicariously through Marquez right now. He said, Mel and I said, oh, there it go. I knew it was coming. Mel and I, we were divorced for some years ago. And, that was still fresh too. He said, if anybody said to me, Martell, you still in love with Mel, I'd be like, nah. But then, I'd be lying like a motherfucker out here. I was like, nigga, that's the one right there. Okay. You'd be lying. Because your ass just said plenty of times when people ask you, are you still in love with Mel? No. Like, that's the worst thing. No, me? No, I ain't in love with Mel. What you talking about? No, I ain't in love with me. No, I ain't in love with her. But now he's sitting there. Everybody ask me if I ain't in love with Mel, bitch. What? I'd be lying like a motherfucker if I said no. Boy, bye. So Maurice then jumps in and said, yeah, Martell, I know for sure, with his country ass. So then Martell then says to Maurice, like, shut up, man. They joking back and forth. All right, so then Martell then says to Ken, because he won't done, child. He giving everybody advice. He don't take none of it. Says, respect, respect. What you really need to do is kind of like respect, hold on. Say actually you need to respect them too, and their love, that Marquez still has for Trish still. Like pretty much telling him like you need to step back and kind of like give them a chance to figure it out, because I still think that Marquez is still in love with Trish still. That's what he said to Ken. So Ken sitting up there, Ken looked like he ain't want to hear that shit. Y'all know Ken, child. Ken was ready to punch his ass when he said that. That's how he looked. All right. I was like, oh, wow. So you want to give somebody time to move on, and why you smash her then, Martell? That's the question. You giving out all this damn advice, but you just smashed the same person that you saying need to give time to move on. Don't look like you gave no time, though. Don't look like you gave no time. Look like you jumped right on up in there. But so Martell then goes via confessional, and he says that Ken is causing an interruption with Marquez and Trish, and that he needs to step back and let that family alone, honey, says, and stop trying to force a divorce because they're still in love with each other. You know what? I don't never agree with Martell, but I do feel like Ken needs to step back. And if Trish is the one for you, then she'll be there for you. But I feel like this steady pressuring her into trying to get married to you so that you can feel like you got to one up on Marquez and say, hey, she my wife now. That's the only reason he want to marry her. Because you've already said that you and Trish, y'all have all these hella communication issues. And we already know about the time when you've had to leave the house when y'all was supposed to do the interview on Messy Monday the first time with Carlos, to where you had to leave the house for like 3-4 days and leave the whole state. Y'all remember that shit when they were arguing. And he says that Trish gets into this mode to where she gets into like demon mode, where she, goes off on him, and then neither one of them can get a word in edgewise because they're arguing like this right here back and forth. So I feel like, yeah, y'all need to step back and y'all need to work on your relationship. Communication is key. And we talk about that all the time on my channel. Communication is key in a relationship. If you can't communicate, that shit ain't going to work. If you barking at me and I'm barking at you, ain't nobody being heard. So you getting married, that's not going to fix that shit. Like, for real, it's going to make it worse. All you doing is signing your name saying that I'm your husband, you my wife, and we got all this shit together. But bottom line, you're going to be miserable as hell. So why not work on your relationship? And I kind of agree with Martell like that. Maybe you need to move out, Ken, and allow Trish to go ahead and get her divorce. Let her get through those emotions. Let her do what she needs to do with her kids. You can still come by, see the kids, interact, whatever. If you want to take them to the mall, it is that. But I feel like Ken is very insecure as a man. And this is what I see in him. He's very insecure as a man. And I think that he feels like if he's away from Trisha too long, he's going to lose her. And that says to me, you don't really have her. You don't have her heart. You got her up here, but you don't have her heart. Because if you got her heart, she ain't going no fucking where. You can go to Kalamazoo. But bitch, if she's in love with you, she's going to be right here when you come back. And I feel like he doesn't want to go too far from her because he knows she's going to stray. He already knows that she had a situationship with Martell. And she still has not been totally 100% honest with him about that. And he said it before in this episode that every time he hear about this conversation, he hears more and more and more. And it makes him feel upset and uneasy. So he's not going to be too far. That's why every time Trish has a conversation with Marquez, he's right there. He want to know what's being said. He's looking back and forth at their emotions. He's looking back and forth to see how Marquez is looking at Trish. He's looking at her mannerism. Like, he can't take that shit. This nigga is hella insecure. And every time he opens his mouth, he is saying something negative about Marquez, and it shouldn't be. Marquez don't talk about you until you say something about him. So it gives it your hella press. Let's move on. Now, back inside the house, Kimmy, Trish, and Nell are still talking. All right. When Kimmy brings up Mel and Trish's talk that they had about Trish going to Mel's marital home. All right. Trish says that the conversation between she and Mel went somewhere, and she says that she still has an uneasy feeling when she's around Mel. You should, because you lied about that shit, all right? And Mel saw right through it, and she called you on it. And I like the way Mel interrogated her in terms of asking her the same questions, but in a different way, kind of like an attorney would do to catch you up in a lie. And Trish fell in that bad boy. She fell in that shit like she fell in that hole like she didn't even know the hole was there. I was like, kudos to Mel. Mel asked you when you tried to lie. She was like, Mel was like, okay, let me go in a different direction and ask you the same question that I just asked you in a different way. And Trish tried to lie and fell right on in that shit. So Trish says that she asked Martell, how did you actually find me there? Or find me out of all the people out there that you could have found. Okay, so she's still sticking with this. She went over there to train him. Martell has already made it known on this season that Trish did not come to his house to train him. All right, Martell ain't never needed a trainer. If you guys know, when he was cheating on Mel, that was his thing. I'm going to the gym to train. He was training himself. He never needed a trainer. So she's still sticking with this. She was his trainer bullshit. So Trish says that Chris used to see me at the gym all the time. And I actually told Martell to reach out to me. Now, as you guys know, Chris, Fletcher, and Trish are supposed to be cousins on her mother's side, I think it is. So Chris Fletcher indirectly hooked Martell and Trish up after, like I said, he's been friends with Mel. I don't like that because you know the dynamic between Martell and Mel. You're friends with them. This is too close for comfort. Trish is your cousin. Trish is also in this circle. Trish has already said prior to them being on the show that they always hung out at Black. So you guys knew them prior to them being on the show. And for you to sit here and introduce your cousin, which is someone who is potentially going to hang in that same circle, with Martell, who is like a friend to you, like a brother to you, as you say, and Melody, who you sat there and you mentored, and she's cried on y'all's shoulder and at y'all house, and then sitting at y'all house 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning trying to fix her relationship with Martell, is highly disrespectful, I feel like, and out of order. It is. So Nell kind of looks like, wait, what? Chris did what? Chris hooked y'all up through, Martell? Like, what? So Trish says, Fletcher's actually my cousin, and yes, he hooked me and Martell up. So Nell is like, oh, hell no. Okay, she ain't feeling that. and I don't blame her. All right, I don't like Nell like that, but I like her reaction in terms of how she reacted. Like, oh hell no, I know damn well Chris went on the bullshit like this. So Nell goes back over to what Trish is saying. She's like, let me get this right, because I'm about to go out here and cuss this nigga out. So you trying to tell me that Chris did da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So Trish is like, yeah, that's how it happened. So Nell hops her ass up. She said, "Oh, before I go, so you were actually separated during the time that Fletcher hooked you and Martell up, right, Trish?" So she getting all the details before she go cuss Chris ass out. So Trish is like, "Yeah, I was, She said, "So did Martell know that?" She was like, "I don't know." But my thing is, if you and Martell talked, like you said, Trish, you said we only went over there and we sat. The first time I went over there, we just talked. So nothing came up to say that you were separated. Like, what did y'all talk about? Weird. If the first time you went to his house, you didn't train him that y'all talked and y'all looked at Netflix, the conversation of him being separated and the conversation of you being separated and still married, that never came up. Maybe y'all just didn't talk at all. And maybe the only thing you were saying was, oh God, and go deeper. Should I went there? Too late. Maybe that's what you were saying. Oh God, put my leg down. I got a Charlie horse. Not that deep. Or maybe you were saying that. Maybe that's the talking you were doing. I don't know. Let's continue though. So Trish said that she realized later on how close the Fletchers and the Holts were, all right, and that it crossed the lines of loyalty. I agree, all right. So while that conversation is being had, Nell, honey, she don't want to hear no more, baby. She stands up, she goes outside, and she said, I'll be right back. Like, let me go cuss this out and I'll be right back. Y'all sit right here. This ain't gonna take long, okay? So she goes to Chris and she lets him know how she feels about said situation. And we got a clip, honey. Let's go ahead and play it, all right? Because Cameron will save her voice just a little bit. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Hold up. Is that the one here? All right, let me see. Hold on. Okay, yeah. All right, that's the one. All right, so let's get into it, child. Because this about to get good. Neil going out there to cuss his ass out. Chris gonna be looking like, what are you talking about? Oh, child. I don't know what's going on with Chris' hair either. Chris was going through something this day. I don't know, a midlife crisis, child, where he had this hair parted all over the place. But let's get into it, child. This is Chris looking crazy.
You did the hookup for Martell and Trish, so your ass needed it. It did request for all of y'all. You know what? They don't listen.
Y'all and sit down.
We asked for one person.
Talking about 4.5 years ago, apparently you betrayed Mel's friendship too, because you actually hooked them up.
Why y'all want to talk about this here at the open house?
Y'all went outside. We ain't had nothing else to talk about.
That's some old evil stuff. We're trying to sell this house and y'all up here talking drama.
Outside.
That's why we can't never get together.
So go ahead. I'm weird because I'm trying to figure out how I got in there.
Do we have to have this conversation here then?
Right. We should. I like your car. I like your house.
I want to hear the story.
You told Martell to call Trish.
I told Martell
to reach out.
No, he ain't never say he ain't never tell me to reach out.
No.
I don't know where that came from. I ain't never say he told me to reach out.
Well, when we was in the gym,
it's real simple. I'm right here. I can say I don't lie about anything.
when we was in the gym, he was like, he said, Fletch told me to reach out to you, and he's your cousin? And I said, okay, this is weird. I did used to see Fletch at the gym all the time, but it was like a, hey, what's up, fam? Boom. We never talked, but I don't know, it was just weird.
So she's saying you did say that. That he told us the whole time. You ain't say it to nobody.
I ain't said he said to reach out to her.
I mean, in a sense, though, that's what it is.
No, because we're being real specific right now.
That's why I kept asking you how that conversation went, because it was just.
We just need clarity how it went, because it did look like he tried to, like I said, he tried to.
Okay.
So I'm on the phone with Chris. And he said it's a nice looking girl. So apparently at the time he didn't know he was related. He said it's a nice looking girl. I was like,
that's why Nell needed to be here.
I know.
You said he didn't know he was related to her at the time.
I said, and I was like, I looked her up.
I'm not ready to just.
Oh no, he's a young.
No, you got to get to the bottom of it because listen, you got to get to the bottom of it because it has created certain situations that need to be addressed. So you got to talk.
It's not. It was just weird. It was just weird.
We thought it was weird because of your relationship with Melody and Martell.
Exactly.
When we were told about it, we felt like it was a little, unfriendly.
Chris, how do you remember it happening? Pretty much what he said. I've seen Trish in the gym working out, yada yada yada. I was on the phone with Martell. And he was like, you know, are some women up there? Yeah, there's always women. There's nice looking women here. Hell, she's nice looking. And he was like, well, who is she? I think her name is Trish.
Martell.
Trish, what? I don't know. What she look like? What she look like, though? What she look like? And that was pretty much it. I haven't heard anything, had never said anything else to him about her. None of that.
He ain't know anything.
I'm saying I hooked it up. I did not explain in no details of, oh, she this and she got these curves and she got these muscles and no, I just said she's a nice looking lady. That was it.
Listening to Chris and Martell try to, explain their story and put the pieces together. Come on, it definitely didn't add up. Every time this story comes up, a little bit more information comes out.
Trisha was mad at you a little bit. She said you act like you ain't know her at Stormy House. But how were you supposed to know who she was? I mean, because what's cool? Where'd you meet at?
She's cool with my brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, would that not have been a great time for Chris to jump in and say, oh, I introduced them? Why Chris sitting here like, oh, how did you know her? Like, nigga, you introduced. How you think they knew? Chris, why you didn't jump in right there and say, I introduced Martell to Trish? You didn't say that. You sat there the whole time like you didn't know what was going on. Like this the first time you heard the situation when you initiated it by introducing the two of them. That shit is so freaking weird.
I definitely feel like there's some deception in there somewhere. So someone is kind of like holding back on giving the whole truth. It was definitely more intention behind what they were trying to do. It definitely rubbed me the wrong way, but we'll get to the bottom of it.
The person you need to be talking to is Marge Simpson bun sitting up under you. Yeah, that'll be Trish. You and that Marge Simpson bun with your lying ass, because she keep lying. She keeps lying. She's the only person to owe you an explanation. That's your woman. She was involved in that bullshit. You done sat her down and asked her before what happened, and she gave you this much, and you can't even see through my fingers, and that means nothing. You need to sit her back down and ask her from A to Z what happened. Let her know, bitch, look, we're in the same circle as these people. I'm hanging with Martell. Obviously, when we go out to functions, he's around. I need to know what the dynamic of your relationship was. Did y'all sleep together? How many times did y'all sleep together? How deep was this situation? Like, what happened? Because I'm tired of hearing a piece here, a piece there, a piece there. Like, it's giving team too much, and it's giving that Martell is not being 100% honest. Now, Chris is trying to remove himself from the situation because he don't want to get cussed out by Nell. And it's giving that Trish, she's just going along just to give just enough information so she ain't got to talk about the shit and keep herself out of the equation as well. That's what it's giving. Everybody has a little piece in this where they're not being completely honest, and I feel like they're lying by omission, if we can say that. And that's pretty much the end of the episode. That's pretty much the end of the episode. What y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? But Ken feels like there's some deception, and so do I. I absolutely do as well. That house right there, child, I don't know. Martell, that huge ass, that huge. I mean, the concept of it is, but no. Somebody said Chris lying ass. Absolutely, he is lying. He is lying. Martell sitting there with all that blushing, which is a telltale sign that some shit actually happened. Okay, we already know. Destiny already said that all Martell's female friends he sleeps with. Okay, so I don't feel like that you came to his house. He invited you there at night, mind you. Okay, and all that tight shit that she likes to wear. I don't feel like she didn't go over there and give Martell that punani. I just don't feel like she just didn't do that. And like I said, you went over there one time and several times. You went over to get that man that time. You was over there doing splits on dicks, girl. You were. But anyway, I rated a 7. This episode, I rated a 7. Okay, let's go ahead and get into what's going to happen next on this episode. Next episode look like it's gonna be giving, honey. Okay. So let's get into what's going to happen next, because Mel is going to be letting the people know, don't up and play with me, all right? And I like that. Let's get into it. Yeah, she went over there several times, girl. So whatever Martell did and gave you up over there the first time, honey, after y'all Netflixed and chill, and you drank some of that damn fake-ass incest wine and got your little buzz on, girl, he done knocked your bun off back there in the room. He damn sure did. You had to walk with your bun in your hand back to the car. Panty liner stuck on the back of your pants and your bun You had your bun in your hand. He done knocked your panty liner off and your bun off too. Let's move on to the next episode, child. All right.
Next on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
You're going from person to person, disparaging my character to a number of individuals.
I think when it comes to your character, you kind of took care of that on your own.
Blood. Did Mel just up and read him? Look at Maurice's face. That's the face of, was I read? Absolutely.
You think you was wrong for whatever you and Martell did, and you had your hand in introducing him to Trish?
Well, first of all, that's a damn lie. I get everybody to put your hands together for our beautiful host, the one and only.
We're gonna get to see in the next episode, Mama Van, honey. Yes, she is gonna be on the next. Now we have not seen Mama Van since the skating ring incident, y'all. So I'm happy that they are showing Melody's event, you guys, or event, as Tisha would say. And we're gonna get to see Mama Van. I'm excited. So shout out to her. Come on through, Mel. Y'all remember this event?
Melody Cherie.
Black Business Expo.
This motherfucker right here is saying that isn't this the Black Business Expo? Now, if we know what the Black Business Expo is what Mel and Martell used to superhead, okay? Did I say superhead? But anyway, they used to be over the Black Business Expo. Now, Tisha and Marceau decided to take upon themselves to do it because they want to be the husband and wife now of the show that's out here acting like Mel and Martell like they used to be. So, actually, Mel is the one who kind of put the bug in y'all ear, and you asked Melody to speak at your Black Business Expo, and she told you no because she don't work for free. So now you've taken pointers from Mel from what she was doing with the Black Business Expo, and you and Tisha have also taken the idea from you guys' friends in Atlanta who was gonna sue y'all ass. Yeah, y'all remember that. And now you have taken this situation on the road, and you still can't get this shit right because all y'all flyers be misspelled, and you never have a venue when you say that you do. So no, this is not the Black Business Expo because as you can see looking around, all of Melody's shit be in place. Okay, so this is not the Black Business Expo, Marho. All right.
We'll talk about passion out of almost that would expand it to this group of me you're talking.
You can say I'd rather not say, hey, that's none of your business. But a bald-faced lie to me.
All right. What's the lie? That I'm in love with her?
Me making a statement that I made, me owning up to it, and you rattling off about
why didn't rattle?
You talking about me not being your mentor. And it's like you played our relationship down, like you discredit me.
Girl. Let's do that one more time so we're uninterrupted.
Next on Love and Marriage Huntsville.
You're going from person to person, disparaging my character to a number of individuals.
I think when it comes to your character, you kind of took care of that on your own.
You think you was wrong for whatever you and Martell did, and you had your hand in introducing him to Trish?
Well, first of all, that's a damn lie. I get everybody to put your hands together for our beautiful host, the one and only Melody Cherie.
Black Business Expo.
We'll talk about passion out of
almost that would expand it to
this group of me you're talking.
You can say I'd rather not say, hey, that's none of your business. But a bald-faced lie to me.
All right. What's the lie? That I'm in love with her?
Me making a statement that I made, me owning up to it, and you rattling off about
why didn't rattle?
You talking about me not being your mentor. And it's like you played our relationship down, like you discredit me.
No, you just not her mentor. Mel, like, no, thank you. Like, thank you for all the things you helped me with before with Martell. That shit didn't work out, but thank you. But yeah, you're not my mentor. Mel, you too damn messy to be a mentor, to be honest with you. Okay, you are. You're not even being a real friend to Mel. Like in these last few, I want to say seasons, like you've been kind of switching up. So you're not a fan favorite anymore, sis. Like we ain't falling for them fake ass tears that you keep out here trying to be crying on TV and shit. Like you just so distraught about being a mentor for somebody. You try to do that shit with Tisha. Girl, ain't nobody checking for that nail. All right, bottom line, sis, worry about your husband and make sure he stay out the damn DMs. Mentor him in them 3 parts his ass had on this damn episode. Okay, mentor that. But that's all we have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. or the review rather of the episode, season 9, episode 9, Open House, Closed Mouths. That was the review for that for Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, if you guys enjoyed the show, don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so, because of course y'all know we have the tea. Y'all saw me 4 times today, and I've been on it, making sure y'all know what's up. All right, thank you guys. So somebody said Kuta Kente. Right, y'all know he had 3 parts. I'm like, what the hell going on with him today? But anywho and anyway, that's it. Thank you to my moms, Bill Wilson, KBR Tyra, and Scorpion Miss. Thank you to all of my content creators that stopped by: True TV Podcast, Purple Unicorn, Aries Girl Podcast, Geary Talk Show, Miss Hills Atlanta, Boss Lady Green, Girlfriend Chronicles, Kim K, Love, Seen, Heard. Thank you all for being in the building today to support the channel. All right, if there's nothing else, honey, like they say in church, the benediction is upon you. Thank you all for being here, and goodbye.